you want to kick it off? Yeah.
Oh, do you want? Hi, welcome. My name is Joseph Jones, and I'm here with
Brandon Elston here today.
with Angel Media. We're going over some best practices for Google and Facebook ads. Let's go ahead and get started. Perfect.
If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll be answering those at the end of the webinar as well.
All right. Okay, starting off some Google overview, going into search, display, analytics, then transitioning to the Facebook overview to go over ad specs, examples, Facebook images, audiences, followed by the summary and Q&A. So starting with Google overview. Google is the most widely used and highest result producing platform in the digital advertising world. Offering multiple types of ads as well as multiple networks to run ads on, it provides the opportunity to reach a very wide audience. Search and display campaigns are the most widely used ad types and networks on Google. This presentation will provide best practices for each of these areas. One reason Google is so widely used and produces results is because it works for all areas of business, B2C, B2B, e-commerce, and more. Campaign performance and profitability can easily be seen through Google Analytics, identifying areas for campaign improvement and optimization. Google Search. Expanded text ads are the most common ad type and the easiest to create, as they include 3 headlines and 2 description lines and a link to a page on a website. Responsive search ads have become more widely used in the last couple of years and are an ad type that is highly beneficial and becoming the most highly recommended search ad type. Include up to 15 headlines and 4 descriptions for Google to rotate through and provide the most relevant headlines and descriptions to the person searching. Google will determine the highest and lowest performing assets, which will then indicate which copy resonates best with the target audience. Including as many keywords in the headlines of these ads within the 30-character limit as possible is ideal. Google will prioritize ad delivery based on keyword selection, keywords used in the ad copy, and the relevancy to the landing page to create the best end user experience. Google Display. Responsive display ads have become more widely used in the last couple of years and an ad type that is highly recommended. These ads see overall better performance than the traditional display ad type. These ads provide the option to include up to 5 headlines and 5 descriptions for Google to rotate through and provide the most relevant headlines and descriptions to the person searching. Up to 20 images can be used to go with the ad copy and will be paired according to what Google determines is best for the person seeing the ad. Performance is indicated low, good, best, and will help determine which type of copy and imagery best resonate with the audience being targeted. This ad type is an easy way to A/B test both copy and imagery in an automated way that takes minimum time and resources. Static display images are still useful and are much more customizable, which provides advertisers more control over exactly what is being shown. The display platform is best used for retargeting and awareness. Retargeting to audiences who have previously visited a site, come from a specific people, and more. Driving awareness with custom intent and affinity audiences to those people researching related information and visiting similar websites. And on to Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a free tool that allows the user to see how site visitors engage with your website and how they arrive there. It is a snippet of code that is placed on the website. Linking Analytics to your Google Ads account lets you transform the visitor information into custom lists you can use to target your ads, a remarketing list. Analytics also shows which keywords lead to desirable actions on the website and how much time the user spent on your site. By using this information, the advertiser can determine which keywords to remove from their campaigns to help improve the quality of traffic.
Terrific. All right, thank you, Joseph. Now we're going to shift gears over to Facebook. So Facebook ads are a great way to get your brand in front of a larger audience. And depending on your industry or vertical, may not be as high of a conversion or lead driver as Google Ads. So comparing Google Ads, where you might find more mid to bottom funnel traffic, capturing users as they search to fulfill a need, Facebook is excellent for gathering users at all stages of the funnel, but especially that top to mid funnel traffic. This is because Facebook allows advertisers to reach their audience in a targeted way without requiring users to make a search, and this means you can reach users before they even know they want your product. Or for businesses with a longer sales cycle, you can remind them of a product they might have previously been shopping for, but for whatever reason didn't purchase at the time. Facebook does allow multiple ad types that kind of prevent creative fatigue for your audience. We have them all listed here. Image ads are going to be the bread and butter, the one you see the most because they do have the most placements on Facebook and in their audience network, and it's the easiest to produce. Video ads kind of follow that same guideline. They're really great for interacting with your audience, and they're really engaging. They can range anywhere from a few seconds to a few hours. And then carousel ads are a great format for highlighting multiple products within an ad. So instead of showing a single image, you might be able to highlight multiple features or really tell a story. And then lastly, we have story ads. These provide a full screen experience on mobile devices, and done correctly, they can net you a large boost of traffic. Now, of all the ad types, video ads do seem to be the most engaging. Comparing image ads to video ads, image ads really grab a user's attention for only 1 to 2 seconds as they're scrolling through their feed, where video ads typically grab their attention for more time. Video is also great for storytelling, and video views could be optimized for its conversion, which keeps people on the platform while being able to track valuable actions. All right, now we'll get into some of the ad specs and examples. This is a great reference slide for when you're creating your different ads. You can see there the feed ads being 1200 by 628 in the bottom left. The carousel ads 1200 by 1200 for each image. The stories 1080 by 1920 in the top there, being that full image size. For video, we do recommend 30 seconds around just to make sure you're getting your point across. Another thing to point out is some of the text character limits. So in the bottom ad, left ad there, you'll see on the top of the ad, that's what's referred to as the primary text. You'll want to keep that around 125 characters, and the text below the image is going to be the headline there, and you want to keep that around 40 characters. You can go above that. That's just to make sure your ad text doesn't get truncated on a mobile screen, and you spend all this time typing that ad text and having it cut off isn't a super great experience for users. So we want to make sure we get our point across in a concise way by following those guidelines. One other thing you want to do is make sure you're testing all sorts of different ad formats or messaging to find the best combination. So you might want to try different ads such as a single image compared to a video, or try a carousel ad if you have multiple products. You can also utilize multiple primary text, and Facebook can parse through and dynamically insert those to see which one performs the best. So those are some of the options you have as far as testing goes with your ad copy. Perfect. When it comes to imagery, these are some of the best practices. Imagery, including people, tends to perform better. So for example, in the bottom right ad there, you have a yoga clothing company. Instead of just having images of clothes, you have people using them. It kind of creates more engagement. So that's one of the suggestions we have. Also, staying away from stock imagery whenever possible. You want to make sure it coincides with your brand and its unique imagery, so that way it connects to your customer better. You want to make sure the imagery is within the correct dimension so it doesn't get cut off unnecessarily. So if you're using images across multiple platforms, we recommend following the guidelines we had previously highlighted in the slide prior to this. Also, specifically for story placement, the top and the bottom can have some text for when you're engaging with the ad. So making sure that you don't have any important information on the top or bottom there. You want to make sure you're, again, including culture images, just that way people can relate, and using diverse images with multiple genders, ethnicities, et cetera, tend to perform well. And as far as the creative itself, it's best practice to refresh that monthly to prevent ad fatigue, but based on your targeting and what content you have available, that window can increase and decrease. So I would definitely look at frequency KPIs to see how frequent your ad's being served and make adjustments accordingly to your ads. Perfect. Now we're going to be diving into the Facebook audiences. This is the bread and butter and kind of what makes Facebook such a great platform to target users on. Facebook's actually the largest social media platform in terms of monthly active users. And along with its targeting capabilities, it makes it one of the premier advertising platforms today. So you can see here a couple of targeting options we have. We can target by interest, so people that have shown interest in certain topics, or maybe there's certain pages they're following. We can target by demographics, social engagement, so that's people, how they're engaging with your page on Facebook, as well as custom audiences. And that would be like if you wanted to upload a list of your customers from your CRM, or if you have a customer list you'd like to include there, those are options as well. So some of the ways we might want to use this is if you have a footwear company, let's say, you might want to interest target people interested in running, people that follow pages of marathons. If you have a Facebook page, you could do people that already follow your page and re-engage them with some of the product options you have. If you're a footwear company and maybe let's say you're having an event and you want to bring in new customers, you might want to target that same interest audience for people interested in running or interested in events, but you may want to exclude your current customer list or followers of your page, so you're interacting with new people that haven't or don't know your company yet. Another thing that's important to highlight is you want to make sure you're connecting with your customers by matching the ad message with the target audience. So again, going back to that shoe company example, if I'm highlighting a running shoe, that might be great for the audience I just mentioned. But if I'm selling a hiking shoe, I might want to change that audience to be more camping, outdoor enthusiasts, things like that. So if you have the opportunity to, where you have multiple products or services that fit in different audiences, it's best to match that audience with the ad message so you connect the best with that audience. That's everything we have for Facebook. So some of the key takeaways we have listed out here are going to be refreshing your Facebook ads monthly to prevent ad fatigue. You definitely want to stay away from stock images and use unique imagery that includes people and is engaging with your users. Be sure to constantly test different ad formats and messaging to find the best performing combination and build off that with your future campaigns. Then you also want to connect with your customer by matching the ad message with the target audience.
Some key takeaways to remember from Google: that Google Search directly places your ads in front of users actively searching for your services. Google Display Ads offer customizable ads best used to spread awareness and target users spending time on similar websites. Google Analytics provides specific details on how users interact with your website after clicking on your ads. By reviewing campaign details and Google Analytics data regularly, will help ensure that your Google ads are driving relevant traffic to your website. Any questions?
Terrific. I see we had one question in the chat. If a recording will be available, this meeting is recorded and it will be available afterwards. So if you'd like to review any of the slides on here or any of the talking points we had, you'll be able to reference that. I'd also like to call out October's webinar we have, which is going to be based around influencer marketing. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely recommend RSVPing for that whenever it's available next month. Perfect. Are there any other questions? I'd like to leave the floor open. Is it on our website? Yes. So we do have our upcoming webinars listed on the website. They will be available to RSVP and register for a little bit closer to the date. So look for that toward the end of this month. You'll probably see something available on there to RSVP for that. Terrific. All right. Well, if there's any other questions afterwards, feel free to reach out to us via the Anvil Media website. We'd love to answer your questions, and hope you have a great day. And again, if you're reviewing this PowerPoint and have any questions, feel free to reach out, okay? Okay, have a good one.